Little rain in parts of West Michigan today, but Blake, I know a lot of people are looking forward to the weekend and they're going to like what you have to tell us.
Yeah, this weekend looking quite ideal, Juliet, especially for July standards. Yeah, it'll be warm. We know how it goes in the midst of July, but it won't be that humid and we'll enjoy a fair amount of sunshine both weekend days. Before we get into that weekend forecast, first things first here on this 9th of July, this Thursday, temperatures for the most part settled in the 80s, bit of a range in the 80s, but 86 degrees here in the greater Grand Rapids area, a few degrees above the average of 83, and also marking the same temperature of last year on the 9th of July. The record here for today in Grand Rapids, 101 degrees back in 1936. During the Dust Bowl era. As for temperatures over the last almost 2 weeks or so, we have trended above average nearly each and every day. Of course, last week we had the stretch of 90-degree heat, and for the most part, we have still settled mostly above 80 degrees all week long. Well, we'll do it again tomorrow. 13 weather ball is solid green. No change foreseen. We'll be back into the 80s tomorrow. And while we're still holding on to an isolated shower and storm chance through this evening, much of West Michigan will be under dry skies. 13 weather ball brought to you by West Shore Home. Of course, over the last 24 hours, we talked about this yesterday. The coverage of rain would be quite hit or miss, and that did play out. Stretching back from last evening to today, the bulk of any precipitation, rain and storm activity has been north of I-96, south of a Holland Grand Rapids line. Very isolated, any rain or storm coverage. As for right now, as we're pushing into these early evening hours, the only coverage of shower and storm activity is on the far northeast corner of Kent County, stretching into Montcalm County, so just north of M57, north of Greenville. This is all working its way to the east, so will likely peel out of West Michigan within the next hour. This is all associated with low pressure and its attendant cold front that will continue to work its way south of our neck of the woods. It'll do two things. It will completely dry us out, and it will also sweep out some of the humidity. It has been quite muggy for today. Web cameras around West Michigan. Well, it's not nighttime in Kalamazoo. That's an old picture, but for many spots around West Michigan, sunshine is starting to emerge. That will be the continued theme the rest of this evening. Hour by hour forecast will dry out for the most part. We may contend with some patchy fog as we wake up tomorrow morning. We'll keep an eye on that. Otherwise, tomorrow the expectation for nearly all is for a partly to mostly sunny sky. The only wrinkle with tomorrow is an isolated pop-up shower near I-94. That's about it. Then we dry out for the rest of the weekend completely. Temperatures tonight in the 60s, tomorrow lower to middle 80s off a northerly wind. I still think that will lead a bit of a chop up and down Lake Michigan tomorrow on those north-facing structures and piers. 1 to 3 footers expected. Water temperatures sit mostly above 70 degrees. But we'll dry out nicely Saturday and Sunday. It will be warm, but not that humid. Temperatures in the middle to upper 80s. And then the heat does arrive by early next week. The heat dome will set up the ridge of high pressure. The difference is that the center of high pressure will be back toward the central plains. What that means is that we will not deal with oppressive humidity despite temperatures climbing at or above 90 degrees in many spots for several days next week. I think the humidity will remain in check, a little bit of a different feel compared to last week's stretch of hot weather where we dealt with that tropical air mass. But you can see next week we'll have some mugginess around, just not that oppressive tropical feel. As for tomorrow, temperatures will climb mostly into the lower to middle 80s off that northerly wind. Much of West Michigan will enjoy a sun-cloud mix, maybe an isolated pop-up shower near I-94. 13 on your side, 7-day forecast. A really nice weekend ahead of us. Again, 4 July standards, temperatures in the 80s, mostly sunny sky. And then Juliet, you can see that stretch, a little bit above 90 degrees for a few days. We'll see how hot it turns next week. But again, not too humid compared to last week's stretch of 90-degree heat.
Thank you, Blake.